Welcome everybody. Tonight is Wednesday night. We're going to get into some more unwinding for Surrender Lab. So welcome. Anybody want to say anything fun about what's going on tonight?
Sure. We're just coming together to, just to meditate and get sensitive in our bodies and heal ourselves in various ways. We're going to offer some techniques where we know that you are your own healer, and we're going to talk about releasing tension in the body and kind of things like that.
So if you are the kind of person who is currently dealing with anxiety or depression or PTSD or any kind of a trauma or any kind of a thing that is not serving you in a way that you're really enjoying, then this is exactly what you're looking for. This is what we were looking for when we were dealing with the heights of, we're still dealing with it all the time, of all the things that we're working on, our anxieties and the things that keep us from enjoying our present moment. And so we believe everybody deserves to enjoy their present moment, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. Because we believe that this empowers us to live a life of more collective enjoyment, more collaborative enjoyment, and more co-creative, intentional designing of life with our friends. And so here we are doing what we do, and we do it because we love this path of knowing that it's actually helping so many people. And so we stay on the path because it's an enjoyable path.
Yeah.
Tonight we want to do something similar to what we've done on other Wednesday nights where we've had our edges class and our melting class. Tonight is an unwind class, and we are specifically going to be focusing in, after we get ourselves nice and sensitive, we're going to be focusing in on our throat area. So all of this area that contains our throat, our neck, our upper shoulders, our trapezoids, and the base of our skull, this whole area right here, we're going to be focusing in on and just finding any tension that we find and releasing it. So without further ado, Brandon, you want to say anything, or should we get started?
No, I really think you nailed it. I think let's...
Do you want to... Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we'll just kind of go into... We're going to start with a bit of a meditation, just playing some sounds and breathing for a moment. And after we kind of get nice and sensitive, we'll start talking more about, full body connection and a little bit of movement, and talking about, what we feel like about, the energy of the neck.
Perfect. And so don't expect anything. This will be different than any experience you ever had before, because it's a brand new, unique experience, and we never step in the same river twice, right? So it's a very unique opportunity for you to just find out what's going on the inside, instead of paying attention to anything external. So welcome to Surrender Lab, where we surrender to everything as it is, right here in the present moment. Go ahead and get yourself comfortable in either a seated position or lying down if you feel like you're not going to have a risk of falling asleep. You don't want to fall asleep during this if you're going to do this, because then you won't get the benefit. Welcome, Alex. Go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable position and get yourself nice and cozy. If you are in a seated position, I'll give you just a couple pieces of guidance that I found helpful over time. Once I find myself in that comfortable position, start at the very base, like right down at your sacrum, like at the very, very, very bottom of your, like wherever your perineum is, and focus all of your attention on just that spot for just one moment. And then
perineum,
right in between your bum and like your taint, your right between, like the most sensitive, your chode, whatever you want to call it. It's the most sensitive part of you, right there in the very, very bottom of your bottom.
The end of your spine is also
The very end of your spine, yes.
You're focusing.
Yes, we're finding that spot, and then we're going to connect with that spot to the point on the ground where it is, or where it's connected. And then from that point, we're going to work our awareness up the spine to just making the spine just naturally feel like it's kind of just in a balanced place. And then the head on top, it can either be stiff or not, but you, at the end of getting up to the top of your spine and right there at the base of your skull, Then find the little miniature circles with your head that can actually put you at an even better place of balance. And then once you find that place of balance, try to hang out right there. And then just take your awareness as quickly as you're able to your breathing. Just observing your breathing. We're going to keep our awareness moving because it's more instructive of how life really is and when everything is constantly changing. So right now we're going to let go of our thinking. This is the goal in this session, to let go of the thinking process, let go of the thinking mind, just resting. Right now we're going to rest our thinker. And we're just going to accept everything as it is, surrendering to the present moment. Believing for a moment that it really is the doorway to everything we want the most. Present moment where you get clarity, access abundance, and vitality. You are your own healer. There's no guru outside of you. Nothing you need to listen to, nothing you need to pay attention on the outside that's more important than what you're hearing on the inside. So when you're really sensitive on the inside, then you know that all those external messages are just all happening for you instead of to you. Because you're navigating life in a receptive vibration. You're simply receiving instead of resisting what is. Everything is as it is. Do we accept it or not? Nothing wrong with it if we're not, but it just helps us see right where we're at. Try to let go of any labeling. Just sense what you sense on the inside. And take your awareness to your lips. You may sense vibrations, you may sense waves, you may sense the spirals, you may sense what all these different things that have labels. Let go of any attachments that those sensations may have. Any attachments that are there, just allow to unwind or melt. Just allow the vibrations themselves to help you ride the wave instead of resist up against it. Feel yourself like sitting in water and just allow the water to do what it does. Feel the waves. Feel the power. And yet feel the subtlety. Take your awareness to just your breathing. And you're just going to observe instead of trying to breathe. You're just going to watch how the body's going to breathe on its own. Breathe deliberately in from your belly. Inhale into your belly. Exhale from your belly. And every new inhale is receiving new. Every inhale is receiving new. Every exhale is releasing the old. Every exhale is releasing the old. Inhale, receive the new. Exhale, release the old. we were starting to engage more there, but in that more sensitive place that you're starting to get to, it gets easier and easier and easier, and especially over time when you do this, you get way bigger bandwidth pretty quick in our experience. Anybody else have anything you want to say about that? How fast you gain bandwidth when you really just try to really present moment in?
Absolutely. Anytime you really get dialed in and begin to just start becoming present, letting go or focusing on the present moment, you're going to immediately run into something that in your body that is keeping you or distracting you from presence. So it's so easy to go find those kind of things. Even when you're practicing presence all the time, you can really so easily lean into what you still feel like is any kind of tension or discomfort in your present moment, your awareness.
Yeah, thanks, Ash. There's no right or wrong way to do any of this. You're just here self-healing right now. You just self-care instead of self-tear. Right now it's a moment of, hey, we're just going to lean into really loving ourselves all the way. Might as well. Here we are doing it. Might as well do it 100% instead of just partially. And so in Surrender Lab, we like to think big, so big that we let go of our thinking. And it's hard to understand at first because it seems so paradoxical, because we feel like we're letting go of control. But it's in the releasing of that fixation on that, clinging to that narrative, that we gain our actual true control. Understanding that we're really the ones who are commanding this ship. So letting go of anything old right now, releasing through every exhale, and just receiving every single thing new that your whole entire future has in store for you. You're only taking it in at the pace that you want. There's nothing wrong with the pace. Nature is not hurrying. It's all working. It's all happening. Is everything okay here in the present moment? Is it possible that everything really is already okay? It's hard at first, but it gets easier and easier to really realize what it means to be receptive instead of resistant. The more we're aware of where our breathing's at, the more in actual control we really are. Most of us spend our time holding our breath while we're living our lives outside of the present moment. Take a moment and let your awareness encompass your whole body and put a little sphere around your body. And get a feel for your whole entire body all at once as one thing. And just feel what you feel. Sense what you sense. Take the biggest area where you feel the most tension. Right now I'm feeling it in my... It's so beautiful, actually. Usually it's been a lot lately in my right lower hip. Right now I've been working on it so much that I'm feeling it right in the very center of the bottom of my spine, right where I need to still fold in half and get into the splits and all that. I'm feeling the tension of that area. It can be different. It's different for all of us because we have different areas where we're holding all of our tension. Find that area and then go into the tension. Now we're going to, instead of just observing, we're going to actually participate really, really deliberately with our physical body. And we're going to create a lot of tension in that area. Right now, deliberately, with all your mind, create tension in that area at a balanced rate that you know you can do. Try to match it to your breathing while you're still taking tension to that area. Take your awareness into that tension area. As much as you're able, be that area. Become one with it. Become friends with it. Put your arm around it. Let not any shadow hide anywhere. Just you're illuminating everything in the area. With every new breath, you're just bringing in, receiving new information into the area, and releasing old out of that exact area. And you're just watching it, just observing it change at whatever pace you want it to. You're realizing you're not stuck to anything. Now take that tension and travel it right up your spine, wherever you started with it. Travel it in some direction. Right now I'm going to travel mine up my spine. Or down. But I'm going to travel mine up some for demonstration purposes. What I wanted to show was I want to bring my awareness from that connected point of that tension all the way to where I'm connected and I feel all the spots in between, and I'm going to feel a little bit of sensation. I want to feel the openness of the center channel here. I want to feel the sensations of it all the way till I get to the area where we want to focus on tonight the most, and that's this area, our throat, our necks, this whole area right here. We want to get so liberated that we just feel free to speak our truth. And when we have the clarity to do that with equanimity, then we're always really valuing receiving and active listening to the unique experience of others. And at the same time, equally willing to speak our truth, because we have an intentional road that we're traveling here. And sometimes people aren't aware of their impact, and we do want to collaborate, but sometimes we're still all learning that relatability together. Perhaps all of us right now learning the concept of relatability together. It's one of the biggest reasons why we love doing what we're doing, because we just keep on making more and more cool friends who become increasingly cognate with us. So go ahead and bring your hands up to your neck and just start to massage your neck. Just get a feel, just to start to really just become lightly okay with where it's at, but you're also just letting it know that you're here and that you're going to start giving it some attention. So we're going to start poking and prodding at it a little bit, just to wake all that in there up. There's no right or wrong way to do any of this. All you're doing is just trying to get a love and awareness, love and light to fill this whole area up. You want to feel more balance there instead of all this tension. Feel free to move your body around. We're no longer just focusing on the observation. Now we're participating so much that we're getting really, we're going to heat our bodies up, because whenever you apply pressure and over time, you create heat. Pressure and time creates heat. And so what you're doing is you're allowing that area to get warmed up in there so that it's more malleable. Just like when you're working with a piece of clay or earth, or lots of examples in our lives feel like this. You gotta warm everything up first. We're just getting the area ready to do some transmuting, some transforming. Do some nice slow head rolls. I'm going to be quiet for a minute and let you just do 5 to 10, whatever your body feels like it wants, at whatever pace you want. Just take some time and do some nice slow head rolls and get accustomed to where the edge of that is on your neck, any tension that you feel. Try to match it to your breathing. Remember, the more aware of your breathing you are through this whole process, the more quickly it goes and the more you realize the skill increases. I don't know the best way to say that yet. Yeah, the more skilled you get at it very quickly. I'm going to start rocking my body into it a little bit because I have found that the more whole body connection that we have to any of this stuff, I'm just lightly starting to do it, but the more whole body connection that we have, the more everything is benefited more quickly. It's more efficient, more effective. Once you've done those, and I know you're still doing them, but once you are done doing circles, take and connect with the base of your spine again, go all the way up it with your awareness, get to the point where you get right to the top of yourself and feel the top of your crown right here being the thing that pulls your energy in your spine. So I'm going to look over here for a second. I want to see what that feels like. I'm going to pull and I'm going to feel all that right in here. Well, do that at a pace where you know you can just allow for the feel of that more transformate, more meltiness along the way, so I can actually experience the enjoyment of the ride. This doesn't need to be a hard thing, as long as you approach it at a way that's like, hey, I can really enjoy finding this edge, and then just lovingly leaning into it. All we're doing is just finding edges right now in our physicality. Maybe there's emotional edges attached to it. There could be any kind of traumas attached to it. There can be all kinds of things that we've attached to these edges. But once we find it and we hang out there long enough, we're building patience. All of a sudden we get to the point where we realize that there's this wave, and that we realize that we can be on either side of the wave. We can also be riding the crest of the wave. And that very, very crest of that wave is what I call the very, very edge. And it's where you watch and get to observe where agitation turns into activation, where pain turns into power, where we literally get to watch how we turn that same little area that was, we were highly anxious with, to all of a sudden we're like laughing and able to easily laugh at ourselves and see the beauty of what we really created for ourselves here. So now I'll be quiet and let you do some of that. Get into your head for a minute. We're going to take some time here because this is a really important part in my experience of liberating our throats, liberating our speaking voice. Remember not to make a productive race out of it. There's no end that you're trying to get to by the end of the night or anything. It's just learning to enjoy the entire journey of watching yourself heal your own self. And if you don't like to think of it that aggressively yet, then just say, yeah, I'm just taking a moment of self-care here. And I like the way it makes me feel at the end, or along the way, or any part of it that you are attaching to in a receptive vibration. Like, yes, I want this. I want more of this presence in my life. This is how I become relatable.
That's beautiful, Kevin. Thank you.
Try to create some pressure in your neck with awareness, tension, and also with your hands. Try to start to create a little bit more heat in the area. Brandy, you were the one that has inspired me so much to really hone in on this, all this stuff that's going on right in through here. You've been so amazing at helping us all, like, liberate all this stuff, and it's been huge. Most people don't know the art of self-massage. So amazing to learn how to connect with our bodies and find out that we can melt out any of those tensions that we've created. We just don't know. We're not aware of the fact that we were the ones who have stored up some of that stuff. That's okay. We don't have to be aware of everything right now. We don't want to be. We just want to be having the life experience that we are. And if we aren't liking our life experience, well, then we can always change if we want to. It's always a new moment right here in the present moment. It's always opportunity for a whole brand new life. There's a whole bunch of connections from all of your musculature down in here that connects right here at the base of your skull. Take a minute and start to really push up into that and get a feel for where it's loose and where it's tense, and really start to play around with that area for a second. It might, if you haven't done this might be super, super tender, and you might feel like, oh no, it's not gonna be good for me. But just lightly, just do it at the pace that you know you can. Really start to give some love to that area right there at the base of your skull. You'll feel where all that tension's built up usually. And I like to rub rub it down and feel it going out of you, just with your imagination, with your awareness. Just like watch it, just like letting you, as soon as you get it to the point where you've let it go, it just drops and lets go, and you don't have to think about it, you don't have to be aware of it. You're just letting it all, letting the tension go. Match your breathing to it. Receive the new on the inhale. Release the old. Exhale. Keep your awareness on the inside of you, but let your hands and fingers poke and prod and give love and attention as far in there as you want to go with it. Your awareness is on the inside. Your awareness and your fingers are going to meet. Whenever you want them to. Dashin, you want to play some of that nice waterfall gong? trying to get my body into full body connection with that area. So I'm taking this area up here and I'm trying to keep the tension of it, and I'm connecting it to the other tension I feel in my rest of my body. So I'm trying to create whole body movements out of the disconnected tension areas. So it's not connected, not connected, not connected. So then all of a sudden I'm going and I'm going, and all of a sudden I hear a pop, 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 pop. And I need to say this about this, because these pops didn't start at this kind of rate. I just discovered, hey, where there's a pop, that's not a bad thing. I used to think that was a bad thing. And then I found out that, well, they just keep on going and going and going in the same area. Kind of like, it almost feels like there's a spiral that they go down. And so when you play around with doing what I'm doing here, when I'm doing full body, I'm just trying to do full body connection to tension. In my experience, what happens is that you start to loosen up with a more flexible, you start to create flexibility on your insides. And as long as you are doing it with respect for the balance, then you're getting equal strength. You're getting strength and flexibility all at the same time. And so, apologize. So I'm taking this area and I really want it to be liberated. But I know that it's not just an area by itself. I know it's connected to the rest of me. So I'm just trying to honor and respect all of that by allowing my body to feel the connection from this area down into the other, I'm going down into my hips where I have other tension, and I'm connecting them, and I'm feeling that connection go up my spine, and I feel pop, pop, pop. I feel one little area after another just like popping more into place, and I feel a little bit more liberation every moment that I do this, and it just keeps on going. It's not like I fold back into some small little thing because I'm doing it every day. You just keep on going and keep on going, and it's amazing how much strength and flexibility we build up when we just really value the whole body connection. So tonight we've been focusing on our throat, our neck, all this area, but it can't be overemphasized that this is really a whole self thing that we're doing tonight. This is all of us. By just working on our throats, everyone's being benefited. Because the second I am caring for myself in my universe, everyone's getting the benefit of it. Because we're all connected. And so we start to become aware and feel the specifics of those benefits that we keep on giving to our day. I'm talking as if we are actually a connected thing. Because it seems to be this little switch inside that we can turn. Well, all of a sudden we feel like we're a we instead of just a me. And it's in that place that all of a sudden everything starts to become, it just feels more inclusive instead of exclusive. We no longer feel like we got to go around and convince everybody that we got the most special way of seeing things. It's not a very relatable behavior to go about trying to interact that way. So we're just trying to accept everything as it is, become okay with everything right here in the now. Work on any part of us that we want to. Tonight we've been working on this so we can feel more free to speak our truth. And really just making sure that we understand that it's really all of us and every single thing that's being impacted by the fact that this is what we're doing. Whether you believe that or not, just try to believe it just a tiny little bit and see what your experience is like. Take your hands to the very front of you now and work on the very front of your, like go underneath your jaw and work on those muscles in your jaw. Put your fingers in underneath your jaw and kind of give some nice pressure underneath there to whatever level you feel like you can, and just feel the tension change and feel yourself work out those little tense areas. Remember to match it to your breathing. Receive the new. Release the old.
If you're
Yes. Thank you so much, Brandy. Yes, exactly. This whole area.
It's like almost the back of your top molars. It's where your jaw attaches.
Where everything felt fixed, all you're doing is trying to just be able to become aware of the fact that it's really just fixed because we're the ones that are believing it that way. But what we're doing is we're opening ourselves up to the possibility that this thing could be a little bit more elastic, a little bit more pliable, a little bit more malleable, a little bit more, hey, I can do whatever I want with this, rather than just call it a fixed thing. Like, oh, no, doctor told me I was this, so I'm this, guys, sorry. Got to accept it. Well, that's all right. There's okay. We can learn all the lessons we want to from all that, but at some point we get to realize that that's just an external label that someone's giving to us, and we don't have to believe that if we don't want to. Everything changes in direct proportion to what we do with our level of belief on a thing.
We're paying more attention to, oh, this what happens if I have fibromyalgia, and this, and this, and this, and we're gathering more issues rather than letting them go.
Yeah, tell about your experience with that if you want to, Brandy. That is super powerful awareness that you've gained through that.
Well, just by letting go, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic nerve pain.
How long ago was this?
Oh, I was diagnosed maybe 7 years ago. Self-diagnosed, just with pain. But as I started letting that, and dealt with a lot of pain from that, and medications, being over-medicated and sick from them, trying to deal with the pain. And a lot of that was mental stressors. But as I was letting that go, and I let go, saying I have fibromyalgia, I let go all of the issues that are attached to fibromyalgia. And now when I feel anything at all with overactive nerves, it's more like dripping water. I can feel on my skin, or a bug, or something. Like my nerves are very heightened, but I don't associate pain with that. I've let go of the pain. Before I was putting that as part of the label.
So powerful. Wow, Brandy, thank you.
It's very powerful.
So good. I'm guessing that tomorrow you're going to feel like you need a massage from your massage. Because opening this stuff up, you're going to be nice and sore. I'm guessing I would drink lots of water. Make sure you're well hydrated for the next several days. And just keep on working on this area and stay well hydrated and watch how fast it changes. However long you want it to go is how long it goes. And you'll experience as much liberation as you want to. But you deserve this. You deserve to live the life of your exact dreams. And part of that is learning how to speak up. Respectfully and kindly speak our truth.
Right. If you need someone to rub on your neck, just ask them.
Ask them.
Most
Almost
people are
everyone
very
will.
willing.
All of our friends do.
Right. Even your
Ask your kids to rub on your back. Ask your, yes.
And give them direction. Show them what they're doing right. Where to add pressure.
Yeah, help them understand what's going on the, yeah, walk them through what you're doing. Like, why would I ask for help?
Right. Even with a professional massage, we don't speak up. I mean, we don't speak up and say, oh yes, more there, or more pressure, or do that. We often think, well, they're the professional, I'll just let them do what they're doing. But it helps a lot to also give direction to everyone that's offering help.
Super good point. Thank you for bringing that up. So much.
Because, yeah, you know your own body the best, more than anyone else. So help those that help you.
Ash, you want to say anything about the throat?
Yeah.
Anything up here?
Yeah. You know, kind of coming back to full body connection. You know, to do this and put kind of a lot of pressure on my neck. You know, really use your whole body.